Sooner team. But they start off with their Big 12 Player of the Year, Jada Coleman. Crowd letting her hear it as we get our first pitch from Archer. Jada Coleman, such a spark at the top of this Oklahoma batting lineup.
Well, she's one of the best leadoff hitters in the country. A true triple threat, can get on base with her short game, can get on base with hitting the ball to all fields, very disciplined at the plate. Most importantly, has this enthusiasm that really infiltrates throughout her whole team.
Yeah, she didn't have a hit in Oklahoma's game on Saturday, an 11-0 run rule win against Missouri. But she was walked 3 times, and she has just as much enthusiasm and energy when she makes her way to the base after being walked as she does after a hit.
Well, watching Cal yesterday, they completely different team. The first day of this regional Friday, a little quiet. You know, every single player on the Cal team, it was their first NCAA regional experience. And you could see it yesterday, completely different team, played with passion, energy, enthusiasm, earned the 2 victories.
What a start for Haley Archer. The strikeout of Jada Coleman, a big one.
That's something you don't see very often with Jada Coleman. Not only a strikeout, but one that's looking. And this pitch is in the upper part of the zone, the very top of the strike zone. Marginal pitch there. Jada Coleman did not agree with it.
First pitch of ball to Tiara Jennings now. Junior second baseman for the Sooners. Both Jennings and Coleman, part of the Women's College World Series All-Tournament team last year in their 2nd straight national championship with the Sooners. Another way for neither Coleman nor Jennings strike out very often. Just the 15th strikeout of the year for Coleman. And for Jennings, she's in single digit, just 8 on the season.
Yeah, they're really the catalyst of this Oklahoma offense. And you just kind of shake your heads when you look at the numbers. Their ability to score runs, #1 in the nation, RBI, on-base percentage, and Jada Coleman, Tiara Jennings have a lot to do with that as they set the table. Well, you got to be impressed so far with Haley Archer. She is attacking this Oklahoma lineup, stretching both sides of the plate, down in the zone.
2-2 pitch is hit toward right. It is going back. It is off the glove, and now it is out of the ballpark. Sooners get the run via home run from Jennings.
Are you kidding me? This pitch also up in the zone, but Jennings goes up to get it. This pitch, he does not get a good piece of it, but gets enough of it, hits the top of the fence, heads out of the ballpark. This is something Tiara Jennings and her Sooner teammates have been doing all season long. They've now played 55 games. This is the 55th game. They've homered in 48 of them.
And they have scored in the first inning of every game of this regional so far. That is the 99th team home run for the Sooners on the season. They were second in the country in overall home runs, only behind Virginia Tech coming into the postseason. Don't sleep on Haley Lee. She may have the most confidence, although I don't think there's a lack of it anywhere in this Oklahoma lineup, but this redshirt senior transfer from Texas A&M has been enjoying her time in this Oklahoma regional for sure, hitting .800 in the first 2 games, 4 for 5 at the plate. And there's some of those home run numbers. That's a pretty good percentage, I would say. 44% of the run production coming via the long ball.
And when you're hitting a home run in the amount of games they've hit home runs in, it's so impressive. And they do it throughout the lineup. They don't have one big home run hitter. They really have them throughout the lineup.
Ball hit over to third. It is foul. Kenna Smith get it back to her pitcher.
So how do you combat this type of lineup? I mean, no one's been able to really crack the code consistently all season long. Just one loss on the season for the Sooners. You've got to be able to use your off-speed pitch, use it on different counts, really disrupt the timing, and you see team after team really go deep into their pitching staff, again, trying to disrupt the timing.
1-2 pitch, it is into the outfield grass, and Haley Lee doesn't hesitate as she makes her way to second for the double.
Well, good at bat from Haley Lee. Not even a full swing, but lets the ball get deep into the zone. It's on the outer half of the plate. Keeps her barrel in the zone as long as she can. It shows you her strength, getting it all the way to the fence for the second extra base hit of the game.
Conference going on in the Cal Circle at the moment. Both of those extra base hits came with 2 strikes too. You could sense Haley Archer really feeling like she was having her way, working the way she wanted to be, and then you think you have them where you want them, and off the ball goes off the bat. So we'll see the response here after that meeting of the minds. Alyssa Brito, the batter now for the Sooners, sitting in the cleanup spot. Little shakeup of the order in each of the games in this regional for Patty Gasso. Junior third baseman in her second year with the Sooners after transferring from Oregon.
And there you see it from Archer after that meeting in the circle. Cal's pitching coach, Amber Freeman, leads off this at-bat with an off-speed pitch. She's going to have to continue to use that and keep them guessing which count it's coming. She has good command of that pitch today.
Good crowd on hand, as you would expect, as there always is here at Marita Hines Field. 25th anniversary of this field and the final year Sooners will be playing here as they have a new facility coming just down the road. Brito! Goodbye! Sooners score 2 more!
This Oklahoma lineup keeps coming at you with big swings. Brito stays in those legs, knows it right off the bat, skipping, hopping around. You don't think the Sooners are ready to punch that ticket to Super Regionals? What a swing, what a moment for Brito. This Oklahoma Sooner lineup can score quickly. as this one easily goes out of the ballpark. Big lead early in this game for Oklahoma.
6 home runs in this regional for Oklahoma by 6 different players. I think I see a 1-0-0 combination. Some fans were starting to hold up back there. They know what's up. That's the 100th home run of the season for the Sooners. Just continue to flex their muscle in every way. They love playing here at home, as well they should. Getting the right to host a regional for the 12th straight year. They have advanced to the Super Regional in each of those 12 years. It's the longest active streak in the country. And now you have to deal with Kinsey Hansen, and we told you what the All Big 12 first team catcher has been doing in this regional when we showed you the lineup. The RBI leader for the Sooners in the first 2 games. Right up the middle it goes, and the Sooners are just hitting it hard right now, seeing a big ball at the plate.
Yeah, the speed right now for Haley Archer is not getting on top of Oklahoma quick enough. It's going to have to really stretch the zone a little bit more. Oklahoma, boy, they come out of the chute ready to go, just valuing every at-bat, every opportunity.
See Chelsea Spencer, head coach of Cal, coming out to talk to home plate umpire Chris Neighbors. Sophomore first baseman for the Sooners. And she is coming in hot. Carroll went 2 for 3 with 3 RBI and a 2-out solo home run in the 5th in Oklahoma's win yesterday.
This lineup just does not give you the ability to pitch around anyone. You know, a lot of times you'll go into a game and there's 2 hitters, maybe 3 hitters that you really kind of circle and say, look, we're not going to let these hitters beat us. We're going to pitch around them, put them on. And you cannot do this throughout this Oklahoma lineup. They just keep coming at you, and they're all performing at a high level.
2-0 pitch in for a strike. Yeah, when you said this Oklahoma lineup just does not give you a chance to, I was going to say, breathe? I mean,
yes.
You have to breathe. Can't hold your breath, but yeah, there is no easy out anywhere to be found. Sanders wants another one, and you know it is out of here too, up over the stands. The long ball, a big part of the beginning of this game for Oklahoma.
New pitcher, no problem for the Oklahoma lineup. This is an off-speed pitch, and Sanders is able to stay back, stay in her legs, keep her hands back, explodes at the ball. This is the 3rd home run, and we're in the 1st inning here in Norman.
5 straight hits for the Sooners, including 3 home runs. My goodness, what a start. All right, no pressure on the freshman. Jocelyn Erickson makes her 2nd straight start in this regional. Appeared as a pinch runner in the first game. Started in right field on Saturday and gets that assignment once again this afternoon.
Well, this is where if you're Cal, you've got to mentally refocus, stay in the game. It's really easy to get down. You're down 5 runs. You're not out of the top of the first. There's a lot of game to be played. But this is what Oklahoma can do to you. Not only do they get some runs on the board, keep attacking, but it can be deflating for the other team. And Cal's going to be counting on the leadership of their third baseman. We talked about it earlier, McKenna Smith, their vocal leader on the field. That dugout last night, I mean, it was rocking and rolling the entire night. Not so much today. They're going to have to pump it back up.
Tepperson now evening the count, 2-2. Sophomore, 10 wins on the season for this Bear team. Oh my gosh. Is there any ball that won't leave the park today? This is unreal.
Are you kidding me? The freshman gets in the act this time. This pitch is low in the zone, low and inside, but look how quickly she gets her barrel to the point of contact and shows you that she's got a little power too. Keep up with these upperclassmen. The 4th home run here in the top of the first.
And I think only one of those home runs even landed in the stands on the other side of the wall. The rest of them went over the rest of the stands. And yeah, we have had a lot of fireworks at this Norman Regional. Cal has had their share of home runs as well, but they have to find a way out of this first inning here against the Sooners. Grace Lyons, senior shortstop, up at the plate. Lyons, a 3-time Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, first time that has ever happened in Big 12 history. And she has dropped down in the lineup as she's not been able to swing as consistent a bat as she would like. Just 1 hit in the regional so far. They'd certainly like to get her going.
Good location there from Tepperson. Down in the zone. Really, it's almost like right now with Cal, you almost want to pitch in reverse. Throw a little more off speed than even pitches that have a little speed. It's just one of those innings here for Oklahoma.
Another strikeout. So 2 strikeouts. It just happened to be 6 hits and 4 home runs in between the 2 and a pitching change. But now at least it's 2 outs on the board. So we haven't even reached the season high for home runs in an inning for Oklahoma. Challenge set. Bottom of the order here, Riley Boone, senior out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Boy, the fan, that was right in front of us. That ball bounced a little bit, and there was a fan walking up, had his hands full with some beverages. I don't even think he flinched.
I mean, he had his priorities straight.
Don't spill the drink.
With the beverages. Impressive. And going downstairs.
Yeah. Crowd not pleased with the strike call, but 0-2. Tepperson will take it. Timeout called. Now Boone steps back in. Hits it in the air. This one will stay in the park. Blessedly so for the Cal Bears, but what a way to... First pitch to Anzaldo is a strike. Anzaldo, an all Pac-12 first team selection for the second straight year. Hits it hard, but right into the glove of Tiara Jennings for out number 1.
Well, you mentioned it, Jen. This Cal team can also hit home runs. They lead the Pac-12 in home runs, doubles. They have the ability to hit the long ball as well, but have a tall task against them. It's Oklahoma pitching staff, number 1 in the nation in ERA.
Kasia Anders gets it high enough to get it over the glove of Jennings and gets her team a hit and a base runner.
I love the mentality from Cal. They're coming out swinging, staying aggressive, gets a pitch up in the zone, doesn't quite get the barrel on it, and gets jammed up a little bit, but has enough to get the first hit of the game.
Kenna Smith hit 2 home runs, 1 in each of the elimination games yesterday, helping her team get here to this regional final. Bears back in the postseason as a program for the first time since 2018. So this is the first regional experience for all of these Cal players. You know how much it means, especially when you are a senior, and it's the last time you're putting on that uniform and you're getting a chance to do it in the postseason. I have no idea what that's about, but there is a baby chef. Do you know this? I mean, it's kind of funny.
The first time the chefs made an appearance
I
at
think
this
so.
regional.
Well, they need to get cooking. Sorry, couldn't pass that one up. Smith will try to beat the throw, but not happening. Brito on top of it. Anders advances to second on the play.
And we talked about it earlier. Not only does this Oklahoma team strong in the circle, we saw what they can do on offense, but that play by Brito was not an easy one. She made it look easy. Also the top defensive team in the country.
Perfect fielding percentage in the regional so far for the Sooners. And a first pitch strike into Casey Zobak, the junior catcher for the Bears. She's been one of the best offensive threats for this Cal team throughout this regional so far. Hitting .444, 4 hits, home run, a double, couple of RBI. Pop up. Brito calls everybody else off and makes the grab for out number 3. 9 pitches, all Alex Stracco needed. We had looking new pitcher for her to face though now. She'll take a look at Annabelle Tepperson. And as we've seen with the home runs coming from anywhere and everywhere on this Oklahoma team, you noted, Carol, that it is kind of interesting that as a leadoff hitter throughout the regular season, Coleman, the home run leader for this Sooner team. Not always something you see from that leadoff spot.
There really not much she does not do at a high level for Oklahoma. It's why she's the Big 12 Player of the Year, NCAA All-American. Is really the leader of the outfield on defense, but most importantly sets the tone on offense for this outstanding Sooner lineup.
Butler fields it at second, and Coleman retired for a second time. Tiare Jennings making her way to the plate, and there are some big-time home run hitters in Oklahoma history. Jennings making her way up the list. She's got a little ways to go. Catch Chamberlain and Allo, but some good company nonetheless.
Well, she's only chasing the 2 home run queens in the sport. Lauren Chamberlain holding that record until last year when Jocelyn Allo broke the record, crushed the record.
Jennings, of course, got the home run party started when she came to the plate last inning, hit a solo shot. And then the rest of her teammates said, yeah, I like how that looked. Do that too. 3 more home runs followed. It's been incredible to see the way that this Oklahoma program has grown and flourished over the years, how popular it is here. Patty Gasso in her 29th year leading this hugely successful program that I think you have to put up there and start using the word dynasty for what they have done. They've won the last 2 national championships, 4 of the last 6 NCAA championships overall, all of those coming under Patty Gasso.
Well, and who want to come to Oklahoma, play for this type of dynasty, play for Coach Gasso. It's one thing to talk about winning, talk about getting to the top or getting to the top one time, but the sustained success of this program is what's so impressive. Well, and Oklahoma has a very intentional plan every time they come to the plate. They're doing their homework on the opposing pitchers. They have a plan and they're able to execute that plan, whether it's sitting on speed, looking for speed, whether it's sitting on an off-speed pitch, where it's hunting one side of the plate. And as the pitchers change, the plan changes, and they have good enough athletes, good enough barrel control to be able to execute the plan.
Full count now for Jennings.
On that inside part of the zone, been a little bit the place to be if you're Cal. They've had a little more success when they have worked that low inside quadrant.
Jennings sends it back. You know it's gone. Second home run of the game for Jennings. 5th for the Sooners. Boomer Sooner indeed.
And both of these pitches have been on the outer part of the plate. That's where Jennings has been looking this entire game. She gets one up in the zone this time. There was no doubt about this. It's hit out of the stadium. Oklahoma is feeling good as they set their sights on Super Regionals.
A lot of smiles in the dugout, in the stands, and Haley Lee nearly doubled last time she was up. One of just 2 hits of the 7 so far for Oklahoma that did not leave the ballpark.
If I'm Cal right now, I'm going to try to do everything I can not to allow Oklahoma to get that good extension. They're all getting really good extension on the barrel. Tuck the ball low and in. Keep the ball down in the zone. Mix in a lot of off-speed pitches.
I would think it's mentally, it's just got to be so challenging right now for Cal to get past seeing all of these home runs. I mean, 5 home runs. The most Oklahoma has hit in a game this season is 6, and we are in the 2nd inning.
And Cal is a team that's used to being the one that's hitting a lot of home runs. Lead the pack in home runs. We saw several home runs last night hit by Cal. Again, up and down the lineup, multiple players hitting home runs. They're not used to being on the other side of this. And that's the biggest challenge right now as we look at the scoreboard. Down 7 runs. We're not through the top of the 2nd inning. It is a mental challenge. You've got to have grit. You've got to fight. It's win or go home. I mean, your season's on the line. You have no other choice but to battle.
Two-two to Lee, fouled back. Haley Lee, an All-American in her time at Texas A&M. Made the switch. Was a big home run hitter there with the Aggies and earned all Big 12 first team honors this year.
Well, right now, if you're Cal and you've seen what's happened, there's been 5 home runs hit. Look where they're playing on defense now is the outfield. They're all literally 1 step from the warning track. Understandably, all their hits, majority of their hits, all but 1, have been for extra bases.
Lee hits it to Anders at short. The split and the ball staying in the glove. Impressive. Another impressive play by Anzaldo at first. We've seen that this entire regional.
Well, this ball was mishit and slow developing. And Anders has a little trouble getting out of her glove, and Lee hustles down the line. But you are right, it's the stretch from Anzaldo. The types of plays both she and McKenna Smith at the corners have made throughout this regional, really showing you their athleticism.
Alyssa Brito already has a 2-run home run in the game.
See Tepperson now working a little more off speed into her mix. Does have that to go to, always has the entire season, but she's throwing it a little bit more here in the 2nd inning. Just trying to disrupt the timing of Oklahoma, who is just swinging the bat with confidence.
Goes to Anders at short again, and that will end the inning. Well, Alex has really struggled with her mental health. She's gone through therapy, and she says she wears this green ribbon because she wants to be a voice telling people who might be in that dark spot, you're going to be okay. You can get through it, especially looking at some of the challenge that student athletes, especially with all the pressure that they may feel on themselves, go through. She wanted to wear that ribbon as a show of support and acknowledgement of that struggle. I think really, really brave of her to come out with her personal story as a part of that as well.
That's never easy to share something that personal. And, you know, now she has this big stage and wants to use something that was really traumatic for her, use it to help others.
Sona Halajian We've seen the power that can come off her bat. This time it goes more up than out, and it is the first out of the second inning. And if you're looking at the scoreboard, 7-0 in favor of the Sooners, who are the visitors in this particular matchup. Yes, we are at Marita Hines Field in Norman, but just the way that this one got sorted out heading into this regional final. Cal, the home team, so they bat in the bottom of the inning. And we see Elon Butler, the freshman, for the first time in this game. Player that Chelsea Spencer speaks so highly of. Says you're looking at the future of Cal softball right here, and what Elon Butler is and what she will continue to be for this program.
She's been so much fun to watch in this regional. We've seen her power in the home run. We've seen her make some really momentum stopping plays on defense at second base. A very bright future for this young lady.
She had a hit in each of the 2 games on Saturday, including a solo home run in the second inning. Bears could certainly use a little bit of that right now. There's the dugout starting to get worked up a little bit.
Oh, what a pitch by Storako right there, showing you all the tools in her toolbox. She's been throwing the ball in the mid-60s, spinning it through the zone, comes right back with an off-speed pitch, just drops off the table.
And follows it up with an even better one to get the strikeout, first of the game for Storako.
Storako is not going to make it easy on Cal to come back in this game. Doesn't allow a lot of hits, in the top 10 in the country in terms of hits given up per game. And she shows you why. Just a lot of movement on the ball and can work all 4 parts of the zone.
And as you see, has a future with more softball if she wants it. #1 overall pick in the WPF draft by the Oklahoma City Spark. It's off the glove of Sanders at first. Almost as if she took her eye off it for a second, thought for sure it was in there, and instead Thomas is aboard.
Yeah, something you don't see very often from the Oklahoma defense. Sanders just doesn't finish the play. Most importantly, does not move her feet. Really let the ball come to her and moved her glove over. If she would have taken 1 step towards second base, could have got in front of that ball, whether she used a backhand or got in front of that ball. And that allowed the first base runner here for Cal.
It's curious how that would be scored. It was scored a hit. So still officially no errors for this Oklahoma team in the regional. However, I think they would be the first to certainly acknowledge that's one they should have made.
Well, there's no doubt about it.
Mika Lee, the sophomore outfielder, now up for the Bears in the 8-9 portion of the lineup. One of those student athletes at Cal who probably grew up in those colors. Mom and dad, both alums. Back to Sanders it goes. This time she makes no mistake and ends the inning. Since 2000. And no doubt it has got to be championship or bust for this #1 Oklahoma team this season as well. The way that they've played and the body of work that they have put into this point. 53-1 overall. 45 straight wins. They are 2 away from Arizona's record of 47 straight, although that was over 2 seasons in 95 and 96. Kinsey Hansen singled in her first at bat. And one thing we know for Cal Where's that energy, that leadership going to come from? It's third base. McKenna Smith always talking to her pitcher, getting her infield on the same page, getting her team fired up, no matter the score. She's been a lot of fun to keep an eye on throughout this regional.
And you just gotta love her energy, her enthusiasm. She is not only a leader with how she plays the game at third base and her ability to hit the ball, but she is constantly communicating with her infield, with her pitcher, reminding her pitcher how much we've got your back. And it is every pitch. This is not just because we're talking about McKenna Smith. It has been every pitch of every game in this regional. A veteran player, and it's just got to make, as if you're a pitcher, you love to have McKenna Smith on the corner right beside you.
Time called. 2-1 the count. Kinsey Hansen at the plate. Hansen, high fly ball. Smith is on the run, but it is out of reach.
I mean, she's got one speed, and it's go. You know, rarely she's not going to take a play off physically, mentally. You know, keeps her in the game by talking, constantly reminding her team of what's happening. It's just consistent enthusiasm, consistent vocal leadership on the field.
Running soundtrack for this Cal Bears team for the last few years, and this is her last go-round. Hard hit ball into right, and Hansen leads off with another single. Well, back in the first inning, Cal thought they had seen enough after the first 2 home runs left the park. They made a pitching change. They brought in Tepperson. The first batter she faced was Sydney Sanders, and she hit another one out.
Well, and that pitch from Tepperson, that low inside pitch, that's where they've seen a lot of strike calls. Oklahoma really has not done damage with that pitch. If I'm Cal, I'm going to live in that part of the zone until Oklahoma makes that adjustment. I mean, you got to keep trying something new. You've got to continue to believe, continue to work, make those adjustments, continue to work the off-speed pitch.
I remember Sanders very familiar with teams in the Pac, playing at Arizona State last year. She was a Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, first-team All-American, had a tremendous rookie season with Arizona State before transferring here to Oklahoma this year.
And Oklahoma really makes you throw the ball over the plate. It sounds simplistic, but rarely do they swing at pitches outside of the zone, have a very good understanding, very good discipline at their plate awareness.
2-2 brings the count full. No walks issued by either pitching staff so far in this game. Throw to second. It was a strike call, so Sanders is out, although Hansen gets in safely to second.
And we're going to see Tepperson work that low inside corner of the plate. And Oklahoma has not swung at a lot of those pitches. This one, a marginal pitch, a little bit high. But we've saw it both strikes, all 3 strikes against Sydney Sanders. That low inside pitch, that last one a little higher. I'm Cal, I'm going to keep living in that zone.
Jocelyn Erickson, freshman, hit her 7th home run of the season in her last at bat. Long run from the outfield, and a great catch is made. Highlight reel stuff right there from Thomas.
Well, we've seen Cal do this throughout the regional. They've come up with big defensive plays when they've needed them. Doesn't get any better than this. Full speed, goes into a slide, gets her glove low to the ground, catches it close to the ground. Picture perfect diving catch in foul territory for Kennedy Thomas.
Grace Lyons now the batter for Oklahoma. Tepperson struck out Lyons first time around. And talk about that defense. I mean, it was so impressive yesterday for sure for Cal, turning 3 double plays in their 2nd elimination game alone, 4 on the day. And a few spectacular catches mixed in with those. Doesn't always have to be the double play.
And it was throughout the entire field. It was the outfielders making some home run saving catches. Diamond Holland in center field. Both corners making the plays. We've talked about them. Elon Butler. It really was a full team effort on defense for Cal yesterday.
Smith will let that go through. Backhanded by Anders. Whoa, what a stretch by Anzaldo. Now, we could see a review on this because Lyons absolutely thinks she was safe. It was called out on the field. They will review this play.
Well, this was a long throw for Anders, and the ball's on the ground a long time. It does look like her toe, Grace Lyons' toe, gets there before the ball. Can't really see on that particular angle. Big stretch again by Elzaldo. She tries to stretch to the ball, but it looks like her foot is clearly on the front of the base. You can still see the ball has not reached Anzaldo's glove. I believe we'll see this call overturned.
Oh, it does have to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field. First base umpire Megan Rabin calling it out as she saw it live. Football. I agree. Is it indisputable? It's tough.
That's the tough part.
Apparently it is, as you heard the crowd respond. We were looking at the replay, but the umpires gave the results, and the call is indeed changed. So Lyons is safe at first. Hanson on third. So runners on the corners for Riley Boone in the bottom of the Oklahoma lineup. Boone looking to bunt. The runner's coming home. She'll get in if the ball stays fair. It doesn't. McKenna Smith just watched that ball and waited for it to go foul.
How about this play by Oklahoma with 2 outs? Kinsey Hansen is going on the pitch. It's a squeeze. Look, she is fully committing. But the veteran leadership of McKenna Smith says, nope, this one's foul. Let's try that again.
I think she willed that ball out of bounds. She watched it and said, come on, get over there. And did eventually cross the line. Smart play, because there was no catching Hansen. Runner goes to second, throw into the outfield. Zobak can't believe it. No, she just conceded the run.
A very uncharacteristic throw there by Zobak, something she doesn't do at all throughout the season. Very few errors from that catcher position, but Oklahoma forces you into mistakes. They force you to make those decisions and make those plays at a high level.
Boone bunts and beats out any idea of a throw.
Well, 2 outs, the Cal defense continues to play deep on the corners, and Riley Boone takes full advantage. This is a complete offense. Yes, they hit home runs, but they also have speed in the short game. They take what the defense gives them, and Riley Boone is able to get on base with the short game with 2 outs, turning the lineup over.
And how about the fact that the best hitter in the Oklahoma lineup is the only one without a hit so far? That's Jada Coleman, who steps to the plate for the 3rd time in this game now. Strikeout and a ground out so far. She needs a moment.
And Coach Gasso had walked over to our home plate umpire, Chris Neighbors, and just asked, was it on the offering of the bunt or on the call? And she got the answer I don't think she liked, which was on the call. So Jada Coleman just needed a moment. She's had a few of those at-bats today where she's been caught just off guard a little bit. Very atypical for Jada Coleman. Low number of strikeouts on the season. But I just look for Oklahoma to continue to push the envelope. They've got all the momentum in this game. It's a good opportunity for Riley Boone to be in motion some point throughout this at-bat. We just saw Cal throw the ball away on that last first third situation. They're going to make them play defense again.
Coleman will score another run, maybe 2. No, the runners will hold up. She'll slide into second safely.
Well, some days the ball looks like a beach ball. Everything's going right. Today for Jada Coleman, she's had to work in her at-bats. Takes a low outside pitch, shows you her barrel control, flares it to the outfield, and the Oklahoma runs keep coming.
9-0 Sooners now, and threatening for more with miss home run. Tiare Jennings up at the plate, 2 for 2 with 2 home runs in the game. This one driven, and it is off the wall. 2 more cross home plate, and it's back-to-back doubles for the Sooners.
Tiare Jennings just having an exceptional day. Very quiet with her barrel. She sees the balls inside after taking 2 balls opposite field home runs. This time she shows you I can spray the ball all over the field. Keeps her hands inside, hits it down the line. 2 more RBI for Jennings.
11 has doubled and ground out to shortstop. Oklahoma, by the way, has nearly batted all the way through for the 3rd time going through the lineup, and Cal still yet to complete their first trip through the lineup. Been a very different feel to the game, and Lee says the hit parade is not over yet. She'll settle for the single.
That's one of the most impressive things about this Oklahoma hitting lineup. Pitchers come and go, and a lot of times they're welcoming a new pitcher with a base hit. They're just so disciplined, stick to their plan, trust their swings. This is something they see game after game after game. Rarely does a pitcher throw a complete game against this Oklahoma lineup.
Alyssa Brito, the last Sooner to bat in this third inning, hitting in the cleanup spot. On deck, Kinsey Hansen led off the inning with a single. You mentioned McDade being one of those players for the future here. What an experience here as this program back in the postseason where they feel like they belong. Then out of the NCAA regional field for the last few years, back in it for the first time since 2018, but this is their 34th appearance overall. 7 super regional appearances for the Bears, 12 Women's College World Series appearances, culminating in that national championship back in 2002. Brito gives it a ride out of here.
Well, welcome right now to the Oklahoma Home Run Derby. Brito knows it right off the bat. Balance swing, elevates her barrel. As that ball's getting closer to home run village, Jen. That is the 6th home run of the day, the 2nd for Brito. This Oklahoma offense is firing on all cylinders.
Sooners matching their season high with their 6th home run of the game. And now the scorecards get messy as we get back to Hansen, her 2nd time up in this inning. And you remember when there was a strikeout and a great catch in left field by Thomas and it was 2 quick outs? Well, that was a long time ago. Because ever since then, the Sooners have just continued to manufacture hits and score more runs. Now Anders will end the inning, but what an inning it was for Oklahoma. 7 more. Is the answer to that trivia question, by the way, if you want to know the only team to put a loss in that column for Oklahoma on the season. Of course, the Sooners responded when they played Baylor in the conference season and exacted some revenge with 3 shutout victories and the sweep. 18-0 in the Big 12 this season, sweeping the regular season and tournament titles. Diamond Holland, she has certainly shined in this regional so far. Been excellent when she's had an opportunity to get on base, hitting just 167, so 1 for 6, but she has taken advantage of what she's been given. And whether it's a fielder's choice or a walk, she moves around the bases. This one she hits deep, and Coleman was playing in a little bit, had to go back and get it. Tough challenge, as you can imagine, for Chelsea Spencer in the moment, who knows all about winning in the postseason. We were telling you about this program and its history. Well, she was a part of 4 Women's College World Series teams and that national championship team in 2002. Top of the order for the Bears, and Tatum Anzaldo. There are a number of changes defensively for Oklahoma, by the way. Alina Torres has come into right field. Quincy Lilio in left. Sophia Nugent behind the plate. And Jocelyn Erickson moved over to first base from right field. Of course, this game very much in run rule territory at the moment with a 14-0 Oklahoma lead. They have run ruled and shut out their first two opponents in this regional. Looking to make the clean sweep.
Well, you think about Alex Storako in this situation. Her team has had some long offensive innings, and so you've got to keep your mental focus. You've got to stay loose. Might have to go down, put your arm in a circle a little bit in the bullpen.
Ball popped up and off the wall again. The outfielders, a little bit shallow, and Anzaldo making him pay for it, and that is a record-setting double, the 81st of the season for this Cal team. That's a new program record.
And we've seen Anzaldo throughout the regional just be aggressive in her swing. Takes this one the other way. She was thinking too right out of the gate. This one gets over the head of Lilio in left field. The stand-up double.
And regardless of that score, this Cal team has proven they can fight. Had a tough go in the first game where they wound up losing to Missouri 5-1, but had a refreshed energy and attitude about them. Really brought their bats, hit 6 home runs in their 2 elimination games combined yesterday, including avenging that loss against Mizzou. Beat Hofstra 7-0 in the first elimination game. Anders sends it back again. This one going long and into the glove of Coleman. Not on my turf, says Jada Coleman.
Well, this ball looked like Cal was going to hit a home run of their own, but Jada Coleman knows exactly where she is, gets that left hand out, times her jump perfectly against the wall, brings this one back in. And you can't say enough about the athleticism of Jada Coleman and what she's able to do in center field, taking away hits for her pitchers.
I mean, that's just not fair. That one was going out, and then Coleman says, McKenna Smith now, always with something to say, as we have documented, pumping up her team, keeping the spirits high. What can she say with her bat, as she'll have to pause a moment here?
Well, Jen Rocha going out to talk to Storako. We started to talk about it. These are some long offensive innings for Oklahoma. And it's a challenge sometimes for a pitcher to stay in the game, stay mentally in the game, stay physically warm, physically loose. And when you get back out there, it's been several minutes, long time before you've gone out there. And sometimes it's most of the time, every pitcher out there is going to say, I would love to pitch with a 14-0 lead. There's no doubt about it. It's a relaxing place to be. And at the same time, it's easy to lose your edge when you know you're up 14-0. And I'm sure with Jen Rocha just going out, making sure to do a little refocus with Storako. Doesn't like the way some of these balls have been hit off the bat.
And McKenna Smith, obviously a big batter to try to get out, but in the take your victories where you can get them category, it's 3-0 now to Smith, and Cal already with a hit in each of the first 3 innings of this game. That is more than Oklahoma conceded in the first 2 games of this regional, and now the walk will put Smith on board. It's a moment perhaps for Cal to take advantage of after the home run was robbed. Anders thought she had one out of the park. Coleman thought otherwise. Saw Nicole May over in the Oklahoma bullpen. Casey Zobak, the batter for the Bears. Has runners in scoring position.
Storako falling behind this inning. And when you fall behind as a pitcher, you know, you got to bring it in a little more over the plate. She's had to do that this inning against the top of the order for Cal. A lot of strong hitters, that part of the lineup. This is the team that's hit a lot of extra base hits this season.
Zobak comes through, and Cal is going to try to make it home. A little stutter step from Anzaldo as she tries to go around the tag. But that is the first run that Oklahoma has conceded in this regional, and a big hug for Anzaldo as she comes to the dugout.
Well, a big 2-out hit from Zobak. This play very close to being obstruction. You can see that Nugent is going up the line for the poor throw that is offline, but she is clearly in the baseline there. In my opinion, that should have been called obstruction. She did not have the ball. Coach Spencer not happy about it as well, but she is able to get around Nugent, and Cal has their first run on the board.
Now runners on second and third for Sona Halajian, who can hit it a mile. We've already seen it in this regional. Had a solo home run in the 7th inning. One that we were just waiting for her to straighten out a little bit because she had some mammoth foul balls that she'd hit prior to that in the win against Missouri.
That's one thing we know about this Cal team. They are gritty. They will battle. We've seen it in this inning. Another opportunity to get some more runs on the board.
Halajian will do just that. Coleman now gets it in, but not before McKenna Smith comes across home plate. Zobak following suit, and the Bears in business here in the third.
And this is the third hit of this inning for Cal, and they have been loud hits, something they've been doing all season long. There is no quit in this team. They know they've got to fight and claw their way back in, and that dugout, it has definitely come to life, Jen.
Elon Butler, the batter, looking to keep this 2-out rally going for the Bears. May with a .58 ERA to lead this Oklahoma staff in just over 96 innings pitched on the season.
And if you're wondering, that is second in the country. Very difficult to score runs against Nicole May.
She gets off to the start she would like here with an 0-2 count to Butler. This incredible numbers that she and this entire Oklahoma staff have put up this season. Best ERA in the country as a team. Butler to Lyons. Inning over, but not before. Cal has a little. The Asia Psyche one defensive change for Cal in at second base, and coming up to the plate right now for Oklahoma as they had some defensive changes. Alina Torres, the batter. She will bat in place of Sydney Sanders. the 6th spot of the lineup. So 6, 7, 8 coming up, but there have been some changes for the Sooners.
And we've seen these changes throughout the regional. Oklahoma, a very deep bench. And when they do make changes, Torres going into right field an inning ago, stays in the game. Also as a hitter, we've seen that. A lot of substitutions, a lot of opportunities to play for a lot of Sooners in this regional.
Oh, the man in the top hat almost. Oh, he got it in the top hat. Well, that's a good use for it. The top hat and the bling, all right next to each other, part of the fanfare that the fans bring here in Norman.
I've seen a lot of attire ballpark. I'm not sure I've seen a top hat. It's impressive.
Yeah, that's impressive too. Torres stepping right into the lineup and leading off with a hit. Well, you don't want to miss a minute of the action from the NCAA softball regionals, and we'll take you to the best live action on the 7 Innings live show on the ESPN app. You can see every game and every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series only on the ESPN networks. Plenty to keep up with, too. How about UCLA going down? So incredible. What a season the Bruins had, but they finished with 3 straight losses. They are eliminated on their home field.
I mean, there was a collective gasp across the country last night when they had their final out against Liberty, the #2 overall seed.
Jocelyn Erickson, the batter here for the Sooners. Does keep this ball fair, and it takes a favorable bounce that will allow Torres to get around to 3rd. And Erickson easily into 2nd.
Erickson gets a little English on this ball as it's low and away, and she barely gets enough bat on it. Watch how it's going to bounce toward the line. A lot of spin on that ball as she came off the ball a little bit. It would have been a good pool shot in the billiards hall. And right now, everything going Oklahoma's way. Even a little bit of a miss hit, staying fair.
Grace Lyons now the batter. Singled and scored as a part of that 7-run 3rd inning for the Sooners. From McDade, misses, now staring down 3-0 to Lyons. Think about the experience too for a freshman like McDade in the circle. Being able to build off upon this postseason atmosphere here, what this feels like for her team in a big hole, just having to battle back pitch by pitch. Lyons, high fly ball. It'll stay in the park. Thomas has it covered, gets the throw in, but the run does score.
Another productive at bat from Oklahoma. Lyons doesn't record the hit, but gets the sac fly, the RBI. Just score in so many ways right now. It's really just, are they going to drop a bunt? They're going to hit it over the fence? They're so impactful at doing what the at-bat calls. Right there, the ball needed to go to the outfield. Grace Lyons able to make that happen.
Quincy Lilio, the redshirt freshman out of Oceanside, California, batting in the 9 spot now for Riley Boone. Looking for her first hit of this regional. Appeared as a pinch runner on Friday, was a pinch hitter on Saturday. She walked and wound up earning an RBI in the 6th inning. Dribbler goes foul.
A big smile on the face of Lilio, as we call those a swinging bunt. You know, you're not trying to hit the ball, you just sometimes you miss-hit it a little bit. And when you're on offense and it works out and it stays fair and you're safe, you're all excited. And when you're on defense, it's one of those, you've got to be kidding me. But they do happen from time to time, and we've seen that now twice from the Cal corners, making good decisions, watching the spin of the ball, letting it go foul.
Lilio swinging through it this time and gets it into the outfield. Thinks about second. She'll hold up, but gets the RBI.
Well, everybody's getting in the action today for the Sooner lineup. Lilio goes to her slap, gets her barrel to the point of contact very quickly, able to flare it into right field. Another RBI for Oklahoma, and the hits keep coming today.
Just about everything has gone the Sooners' way today, as they will have yet another pitcher to contend with. Sona Jada Coleman got her bat going last at bat. Had an RBI double in the 3rd. See those home decals on the batting helmets for Oklahoma. It's been 10 years since one of the deadliest tornadoes to rip through this region, and it went through more Oklahoma and was a really emotional moment for a lot of those families that were affected by it. And at that time, 10 years ago, a lot of the kids and families got to join the Oklahoma softball team, take their mind off the troubles for a little while. Patty Gasso telling us just how impactful that was for her. And so they honored that moment and the hope and the joy they feel they can bring to their community by putting those decals on their batting helmets once again for this postseason 10 years later. One out in the inning. Pelagian puts it in for a strike. Needed it.
Pelagian's battled some injuries this year, and when she is healthy, she is one of the best pitchers in the pack.
Yeah, she earned all-conference second-team honors last year, both for what she did in the circle and with her bat. Led this Cal team in home runs a year ago as a sophomore. Just has massive juice, in the words of her coach, Chelsea Spencer. Full count to Coleman. Held off again.
Coleman's just so good with her barrel control. That pitch was out of the zone, but too close to let it be in the hands of an umpire. So she just wastes it, fouls it off, looks for something she can drive.
Instead, hits it to second. Could be double. No, will not have time. But can anybody quiet the bat of Tiare Jennings?
Her first 2 at-bats, 2 home runs, both to the opposite field. And then she followed that up just with a mere double. 3 for 3 on the day. Opportunity for more.
Tiare Jennings starting her career at Oklahoma a couple of years ago as the National Freshman of the Year, earning first-team All-American honors in her first year with the program, helping them, of course, to national championship. Led the country in RBI last season, number 2 in home runs. I can imagine a lot of that crimson and cream mixed in with the red, white, and blue USA softball over the next few years too. Jennings, Coleman, both with experience. Hansen as well. Just pops over the head of Smith. And if she's working on the cycle, we can now add the single for Tiare Jennings.
Well, she sure is. When she's swinging today, good things are happening. Even the miss-hit balls find their way for base hits today for Tiare Jennings.
Grace Green's going to get a pinch hit opportunity here for Oklahoma. Steps into the lineup in place of Haley Lee in the 3rd spot. And Grace made an appearance in each of the first 2 games of this regional. Had a 2 RBI single in the 6th inning on Saturday.
For the Sooner, number 21, Grace Green.
And the senior getting a nice round of applause from the crowd as her name is announced. One-0 pitch. This is upstairs.
Probably something that doesn't get talked about enough is the depth of Oklahoma. Multiple players play multiple defensive positions. They bring hitters off the bench in a variety of ways. I mean, this is our 4th hitter now in a substitution role. And the production continues, just quality depth throughout this lineup for Oklahoma and coming off the bench.
$18 hits in the game already for Oklahoma. I know every starting position player has a hit so far. And Lilio came in with an RBI single. Torres came in with a single. Tough spot here for Halajian, but just trying to get her team out of the inning. Smith has it in her glove. That will do it. 4 hits, 2 more runs on the board for the Sooners, who are up big. Imagine, Coach, that you don't love to get into comparison situations. So let me just ask you this. What has impressed you the most about this team this year and where they're at right now?
I think they just love to compete, and we've got a lot of depth, so they're always challenging each other, and I can bring in a whole new infield or a whole new outfield. And the beauty of it is I don't hear or see a lot of griping or complaining, you know. They're just really, pitching staff is a great team within a team, as is the infield, as is the outfield. So they're just rooting for each other.
Well, Coach, Tiare Jennings, 4 for 4 in the day, almost his hit for the cycle. What do you see in her approach today? Do you ever see in her swing and her approach she's going to have this type of day?
No, she's probably the most consistent, just very level always, whether it's intense or it's not. She's just very level-headed. And I think the entire team came out knowing that on a day like today, there are a lot of teams that season's going to be over, and the attitude is it will not be ours. And that's why they came out hungry and ready to go.
Certainly has looked that way. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, they've left no doubt about that, have they, with their performance so far. A couple more defensive changes, and what a luxury that is. Patty Gasso being able to say, I could change my whole infield around. I can put new players in, and not only can I do it and the level doesn't drop, but the attitude remains good and positive from everyone.
And with the changes we see, I mean, you've got outfielders coming in to play infield. You've got infielders going back out to play outfield. It's just a lot of athleticism, and their ability to learn and know all the positions gives Oklahoma that flexibility.
Yeah, Torres moved from right field to third base, and Avery Hodge, a freshman, stepped into that right field position for the Sooners. Kennedy Thomas finds Lilio, one of those defensive changes that has already happened in this game for Oklahoma. I would think if you're Cal at this point, you just need to embrace every opportunity for what it is. It's an opportunity to experience the postseason, hit it at bat, in the circle, in the field, whatever it is, with your teammates here. Don't look at that scoreboard out there. Sophie Medellin coming in to bat now and pinch hitting in place of Mika Lee toward the bottom of the lineup. This is the 8th spot.
And we've seen Cal do this quite a bit in the regional. The Medellin for Lee switch. Set several opportunities here in the postseason.
Yeah, the junior has appeared as a pinch hitter in every game so far now of this regional for Cal. And her last pinch hit at bat on Saturday against Missouri singled in the 6th inning.
Well, since Nicole May has come into this game, 2 batters faced, 2 quick outs. That's when Cal started to make some noise there in the last inning. She's come in and shut the door. And that's what Nicole May does. She gives you this steady, consistent presence. You know what you're going to get. Coach Gasso mentioned that about Tiare Jennings with her at-bats. Just the same day after day, not too high, not too low. You see that a lot from Nicole May in the circle.
At the Women's College World Series last year, May giving up just 6 hits in 3 appearances as the Sooners went on to win the title. Also got the start and the win in the Big 12 championship game against Texas this year. And gets the strikeout here of Medellin.
And that's what Nicole May can do. That pitch, not a strike, but when you're ahead in the count, you can stretch the zone. Really trust her catcher, Nugent, as well, to throw one in the dirt and still come up with a strikeout.
Diamond Holland flew out to center field in her first at bat of the game. Has 4 stolen bases in this regional, 3 of those coming in one game. The first game in the elimination bracket yesterday against Hofstra. Slaps it down. The Lions makes the play. Off to the 5th inning. Oklahoma as they jumped out on Cal early. 6 runs in the first, 7 in the third. Now here we are in the 5th, where this will most likely end unless the Cal offense manages to manufacture a lot of runs. Run rule in effect at the moment, and that is how Oklahoma has won each of their first 2 games of this regional. Avery Hodge batting for the Sooners as Patty Gasso continues to switch her lineup around, give some people some more opportunities. So Hodge step in the outfield.
And we've seen Cal go into this shift throughout the entire regional with a slapper in the box. Hodge, more of a short game specialist. They move 3 infielders to the left side of the field. And we've watched them do this a lot, Jen, with runners on, with no runners on, even in a first-third situation. And they have created outs for themselves in this shift. They believe in it. They trust it. We see it here in the 5th inning.
Hodge doesn't care about the shift. Hits it off the wall for a double.
And it's her first extra base hit of the season. She takes a look at the infield and says, all right, you haven't seen my power yet this season. I'm going to show you right now. Digs in the box, takes a full swing, something we don't see her do very often, and is rewarded with the double.
That is the 11th extra base hit of this game by Oklahoma. Sophie Nugent now the batter. First pitch is hit into right field. That is Anzaldo out in right field, by the way. She switched out there when Medellin came into the game and then stayed in the game to play first.
Third baseman, number 40, Alina Torres.
Alina Torres, one of those players who is able to play multiple positions for the Sooners. Started in the outfield when she came into the game, slid over to third base where she is now, and will bat. Singled in her first at bat of the game. Doesn't waste any time. Going to put Anzaldo to work again for the out. Runner will tag and make it to third.
First baseman, number 7, Jocelyn Erickson.
Jocelyn Erickson has one of those extra base hits I just referenced for Oklahoma. Actually 2. Home run and a double. Have to look at the scorecard closely.
Well, you mentioned Oklahoma having 11 extra base hits on the day. Erickson has 2 of them. Home run, double. An opportunity for another 2-out RBI. Oklahoma is a team today, in case you're wondering, with 2 outs, 7 for 11.
Oklahoma adamant they were going to come into this day and not see their season end. They have given no one any reason to believe it's ending anytime soon. If the question coming into the postseason was who's going to beat the Sooners, I think a lot of people still scratching their heads trying to figure that one out, because this team continues to look very strong.
And it's the depth. It's the depth, as Coach Gasso mentioned, on the infield, outfield, and the batting order, and the depth in the circle.
Ball nabbed by Medellin, who was ready for it over there. And so they will join that club of teams who have done that, run ruling all 3 opponents. Top of the lineup. This is just the 3rd time through for Cal. They face a new pitcher in freshman lefty Kirsten Deal in the game for the Sooners.
Yeah, you're going to see her work it down in the zone. Has been getting a lot more innings here late in the season. Throws with good velocity as well.
Foul ball. New catcher behind the plate for the Sooners as well. Haley Lee started the game. The designated player position is the 3rd Sooner to suit up behind the plate in this game today. Hansen started there. Nugent took her place, and now Lee is in to catch as Deal comes into the circle. It's been quite a season for Tatum Anzaldo. One of the leaders on this Cal team at the top of the lineup, as competitive as they come, has the best brain on the team, and you love to see that. Look at that team dancing, soaking up the minutes that they get in this regional. They know the end is likely very near, but this team celebrating the fact that they got here and they were able to make a little bit of noise. Anzaldo sat down. Oh, she's still fighting away. Full count.
Well, this is a gritty team. They're going to battle. They're going to fight. And they always believe.
Strikeout will now sit down. Anzaldo, 2 outs to go.
Shortstop, number 13, Anders.
Acacia Anders, just a sophomore for the Bears. Plenty of big things to come in the shortstop's career. Chelsea Spencer telling us she's kind of quiet personality-wise, but then she added on quiet ones that scare me the most.
On all these defensive changes we're seeing for Oklahoma at this point in time in the game are very intentional. Haley Lee behind the plate, moving Torres over to third base. All of these are thinking ahead. Hey, if we need to make these changes, we want to make sure these players have been put in this position before in the postseason, including Deal in the circle. She's had some very meaningful innings in the Bedlam.
See McKenna Smith on deck. Could be her last at bat in a Cal uniform. Crowd was waiting for the strikeout call from our home plate umpire, Chris Neighbors. He does not oblige, sees it as 2-2 instead.
Landers has ice in her veins to take that one. That one looked pretty good from up here as well.
Jennings makes the play, 2 down. And now McKenna Smith stepping into the box for likely the very last time. Good to see a smile on her face. Career she has had helping this program get back to the postseason. 3-time All Pac-12, or 2-time All Pac-12 first team selection.
You just love the way she plays the game, plays hard every play. A leader for this team throughout her career.
Top 5 in program history in both home runs and RBI. Walked and came around to score back in the 3rd inning today.
And you hear those records. Top 5 in a lot of categories for McKenna Smith. This is a very proud program, a very storied program, a lot of great players. They've won the national championship. You know, she's made her mark on this program as well.
Right over the middle of the plate.
Tiara Jennings, who made that last play in the infield, she and Grace Lyons at shortstop, the only 2 starters in the infield who are still in the same position for Oklahoma at this point in the game. Changed on the corners and behind the plate. Not quite yet. Smith thinking she had the walk. Was tipped back. And the crowd on their feet now, sensing victory is near. But Deal has to get through this full count with Cal's top hitter. Smith pops it up, and Oklahoma will be right here hosting a Super Regional next week. The Sooners make it 13 straight Super Regional appearances, 46 wins in a row as they move on.